Sorry, y'all. I had my timer set. But anyway, so thank God for her opening her door to me and the boys. So by that time, so my friend that helped us, she helped us to get settled in, and then she went back to Georgia. So a little time passed by, and I ended up going, like I said, relocating, and then ended up moving out my oldest sister's house, and then moving in with one of my cousins. So by that time, he came to Kansas City. I told him where I was at, and then he came there. I know that was the wrong, bad idea, but when you're young, naive, like I said before, there are some young people that, they bump their head, and then that's it. They learn from that. Me, hard head. My head was so hard, and I had to learn a lot of things the wrong way. And you don't always have to take the hard road. It's best to just go ahead and listen to your parents, listen to those that village around you, your loved ones, friends that have your best interests at heart, because everybody don't have your best interests at heart. Some family members don't even have your best. They want you to suffer, and they want you to be down. Not all, but there are some families like that. But thank God that my family, they were trying to help me. So but anyway, y'all, ended up moving in with my cousin, and he did not want me. I mean, we played a lot of cards and stuff, and they did not want me to. Y'all, I'm sorry, I'm looking at these squirrels. They real bold out here. I might have to go to the car. I ain't got time to be fighting no squirrel on camera. Y'all gonna be laughing at me, and that'll go viral, because I'm gonna be fighting for my life. Now, I will fight now. I think I could take a squirrel. Anyway, going back to my story. So, but yes, he didn't want me to go around my family members. He wanted me to just stay in the room with him. And I'm like, he would get mad, he just, whatever he was going through in his life, whatever state of mind he was in, it's my fault that I took him back. I shouldn't have, but you live and you learn. Thank God, God gave me chance after chance to live, to tell my story. But again, so like I said, it was never the same, and I just hated myself for even taking him back and for bringing him there. Anyway, we ended up leaving, going to South Carolina to his dad's house, and we went there for like a day or so. I don't even remember the reason why we went there. I don't know what the issue was, or if he was just going to visit or what, because it was a turnaround trip. So we actually we left there. Anyway, we ended up back in Georgia, and I ended up breaking it off with him, and I actually moved on with my life. I just felt like I told y'all from the before we even broke up, that day. It was even before that day. I didn't feel, there was no connection, no love, it was just hate and just everything. Any negative feeling you can imagine, that's what was going on in my mind. And I just wanted to just be completely free of any type of relationship with him. And now that I don't regret my son, he's a blessing, and I love him. Like I said, that's my youngest son. He's 25 now. But that was the only thing, the only reason that I would have to have any type of contact with him, because now I'm not one of those women that believe in holding their children against their parent, their dad. I don't believe in that. Now, because me and you didn't work out, that doesn't mean that you and your child can't have a relationship. Now, y'all, I will say, even though he was not a good spouse, I mean, we weren't married, he wasn't a good partner, However, he was a good dad as far as I'm not talking about housekeeping. Now he would clean up, but I'm saying like when he wasn't playing the game or whatever, he would take care of the boys. But I mean, he wasn't a bad father. He was actually a good father, not just to our son, but he was a good father to our other, as far as certain things. But as far as an example, no, that's not the example I wanted my children to. You can't teaching, kids more so they learn from example. If they see you mistreating their mother, or if they see you mistreating their father, and that's all they see, unless God intervene, unfortunately, we're creatures of habit. You're gonna pick up a bad habit. I mean, you might not want to. You might find yourself doing things that you were raised in a certain environment. You find yourself with certain habits. It was some things are just it's a habit, and it's just a part of your makeup. But anyway, you have to choose to want to do better. You have to. It's hard, but it's possible. Anything is possible. With man, it's impossible, but with God, all things are possible. That's not something I'm making up. That's in the Word. That's in the Bible. With man, it's impossible, but with God, all things are possible, and I'm a living witness of that. Again, God has taken so many pieces of my life and put them back together, just like a puzzle. And I didn't know how they were going to get put back together. Now, I did say that, we ended up not working out. And I'm going to just backtrack. My middle son, Demetrius. Now, with him, Demetrius, again, I was young. I made a lot of bad choices, especially selecting men. Number one, I can't place the blame on them. It was my fault for laying down with them. I could have withheld. I could have not had sex with these men, So you make your own choice. But when I did pick them, I didn't pick right. When I say I didn't pick right, each person, when you come from, you don't know what people's baggage is. I'll just say it that way, because not just saying bad, negative things about them, there was some negative things about myself as well. And everybody had their baggage. My middle son, like I said, with his dad, I met him, and I didn't know him long. And like I said, my oldest two kids, they're like a year apart. And in fact, you would think because one is super tall and one is short, but they're like a year apart. And you would never know that, that about them. But with his dad, I met him, and he had his oldest son, and I ended up talking. We never really had like a relationship. We had sex, but we never was like in an actual relationship. We were just sleeping together. So he wanted to actually take it further. Me, I was playing games. And when I say I was playing games, because I was still wanting to be